In this video, we're going to talk about logic. This is our first section in our textbook, and so this is going to give you a lot more definitions that you need to know, but really important basis for the whole chapter on how to write your statements and symbols, how to know which type of logical connective they're using, which is going to be used in every other section in this course, in this section. So first thing we're going to start off with is, again, what a statement is. A statement will be a sentence, that's important, that can be judged either true or false in a given system. So when you read it, you can determine true or false. Like, there's no in between on that. So the next part's going to kind of go into some English ideas. So our simple statement, it conveys one idea. So when we write a simple statement down, we will represent it with a lowercase letter. We're going to usually use P, Q, and R, but you can use whatever letter. It's kind of like the idea that in algebra we use X's and Y's, but it can be any letter that you want. We use lowercase letters to represent it. Compound statement is going to be a statement containing logical connectives. So when we see these problems, it will have at least one simple statement in it. Most of the time it will have two simple statements in it, but there is one exception to that rule that you have to be careful on. So we're going to talk about the logical connectives next. So our logical connectives, the very first one is the word and. Second one is or. We've seen those two words before. They're going to have the same meaning in this chapter. And means both have to happen, or means either one can happen, so those are going to have the same meanings as we had before. New ones that we're going to see are going to be the if, fill in the blank, comma, then fill in the blank. This one order matters, so it's really important when you're writing it out. We're going to use one symbol for it, but it's very important that you're careful on which one of the logical connectives comes first and which one comes second. Fourth one is if and only if. We abbreviate that with the letters IFF. Basically, if and only if means it works in both directions. So essentially, it's an if-then, but it works from left to right and from right to left. So it's a more specific piece on putting conditions on it. The only one, and you'll notice that I have it starred, is the word not. That is the only one that will deal with one simple statement. But if you see the word not, it makes it a compound statement. So I suggest when you're reading these sentences especially, underline them, circle them if they're logical connectives, but especially the word not, because that is a symbol. It is not part of a simple statement. So you need to be very, very careful with that piece. So I want you to go ahead and I want you to pause it and I want you to read A through F and I want you to say, is it a statement first? And if it is a statement, if it's compound or simple. So I want you to answer A through F. You may make a mistake, that's okay. But when you're finished, unpause it and come back and listen to me. So A, the door is closed. That is a simple statement. B, what time is it, is not a statement. Because remember, a statement needs to be a sentence. It cannot be a question because that's not a piece that you could say true or false for it. So that's one that I wanted to point out to you that you needed to be careful on. C says it is raining and it is cold. We have our logical connective and. So this is a compound statement. We have a simple statement of it is raining. And we have a simple statement, it is cold. D is also one that's easy to misread. Today is not Wednesday, but because the word not is in there, this is a compound statement. That is the only one that will deal with one simple statement, and it's easy to miss. So if you don't circle anything else, if you see the word not, please circle it. E, he is president. Some of y'all will read that and be, oh, that's a simple statement. But can I determine this is true or false? So can I determine true or false? We don't know who he is. So this is not a simple statement. or not a statement at all. We don't know who he is. So look back up. The door is closed. You could say true or false. It is raining. You could say true or false. It is cold. You could say true or false. Today is Wednesday. You could say true or false. He is president. We do not know who it is, so it's something you got to be careful on to make sure you can read it and say true or false. If today is Wednesday, then the sun will rise. So my logical connective is the if then. And if you circle those, you can see. I could say today is Wednesday, true or false. The sun will rise. I could say that true or false. So this is a compound statement. So this is the first type of problem that you're going to see in this section. It's literally just going to say, is this a statement? If it's compound or simple. The next step they're going to add to you is they're going to actually ask you to say, what logical connective is it? And so what type? So we're going to get to that in a few minutes here. So we're going to look at now the negation, because that's, again, one that kind of lives by itself. And because it lives by itself, it's easy to miss it. And just stop. A negation literally means change the statement to the opposite meaning. So if we start off with a true statement, it becomes false. If we start off with a false statement, it becomes true. My negation symbol is that squiggly line there that you can find on your keyboard. And you can find it on the upper left-hand corner of your keyboard. Special cases, it's the same idea as if I have a negative times a negative. Think about it. The negative P, negation of P, will flip the meaning. Well, then if I negate it again, I'm back to the original. So it cancels just like we have a negative times a negative on those pieces. So next, special case, and we're going to visit this in this section, and then we're going to visit again in 3.6, are the words that are quantifiers. Quantifiers are going to be, notice they're quantifying something. They're saying all, none, some are not. And you're going to need to negate these in this section. I think the easiest way to do this is to draw a chart. So I'm going to put the extreme cases on the top. So all are and none are. And then I'm going to put my sums on the bottom. But notice I'm going to put the positive on the left, and I'm going to put the negative on the right. So it kind of makes sense. If you go straight down on the left, it's positives. Straight down on the right, it's negatives. The negation, as long as you can draw this out, is going to crisscross. Because remember, all it takes, if you think back to our counterexamples, all it takes is one example to make it false. So we want to write down the littlest possible to be a negation. So if we look at our chart, all are, the negation of it is some are not. None are, which is the top right corner, goes to the bottom left corner, which is some are. Some are goes up to the right corner, which is none, or sometimes if it's singular, you'll put no. Some are not goes to the upper left-hand corner, which is all are. So if you look at these problems, okay, in between, if you start with a positive, you end up with a negative. If you start with a negative, you end up with a positive. But some people want to say all are and the negation is none. That's wrong. Because all are means, to make it the opposite meaning, you just have to have one that's not. So that's a some are not. Memorize this. You're going to use it in 3.1, and you're going to definitely have it on the test. And it's super easy if you just data dump that when you get your test. So we're going to do two examples using these rules. Write the negation of the following. So we're going to first start off with, again, what is my quantifier that I have? And if we look at the chart, no or none is on the upper right-hand corner. So we're going to use some are because it has to go to positive. Some money grows on trees. Now, you have to make sure it makes sense like English-wise, so that's why I didn't put some are. It's some money grows on trees. So no money grows on trees, you can say true or false. And the opposite will be the some money grows on trees. Second one, we have the word all, which is the extreme on the top left corner. So its negation is the bottom right corner. It's got to have a negation in it. So some are not is what we're using. So now we got to make it make sense with the problem. So some cows do not give milk. If we know anything, the first statement, all cows give milk, is false. When I say some cows do not give milk, that's true. So that is in there. Again, make sure it makes sense with it. It's super easy to pick the wrong one, so please double check your work on that. So our last piece we'll do for this specific version of the video is we're going to make a chart. This is really important that you memorize this. So we're going to go with the symbols that go with our logical connective. We have a special case there that's listed on the bottom, and that's why I have that extra bar there on that one. So I'm going to put in a symbol that goes with the word. We've already talked about these words. So I want to make sure you realize those are my logical connectives that we deal with. The last one is a special case, but those 5 are my logical connectives. And so I've now put on the left-hand side, what is the formal name? So they will ask you this on that. So I've already talked about the negation symbol. So it's that squiggly line. But remember, this is the one logical connective that is connected, can be connected to only one statement, simple statement. My and and my or will be connected to 2 statements, just as they were before when we dealt with probability and all those, when we dealt with sets. When we dealt with sets, we used U's upside down and trash cans. In logic, you use V's. But notice it's the same shape as before. Before we used these 2. Now we're just using these. And remember, a conjunction is an and. It's capturing. It's saying both. So I'm not talking about that yet, but that's what we actually have. There can be other words. This is the one time and can have different words in there that mean the same thing. So if I have the word but, if I have however, if I have nonetheless, those still mean and, it's still meaning both, but it has some kind of negative connotation in it, so they can use a different word. When you have not, it has to be there. If you have or, it has to be there. All right, so that's the only kind of exception that you have to be careful on. So my or is still going to be either, and we're going to be more specific later on, but I want you to think again of that as a trash can. Either one can work. My conditional is one that you need to be careful on the order. Order is important. If the first, comma, then the second. There is one other word, but they generally don't use it, but you could use implies. This one, order matters. I'll keep saying that. If P, then Q. They also will sometimes work and use wording. So the antecedent is the first statement. So in this case, it's one. So, and the consequent is the second statement. And so they'll use this idea. You're saying if the first happens, then the second happens. Order is important on this one. Biconditional, I already told you again, we use IFF. Biconditional works in both directions, so for shortcut we put that double arrow. It means it works left to right, if P then Q, and it works right to left, Q then P. So I already mentioned that. This is the notation we're going to use, but I need you to understand that what it really means is that shortcut for saying it works in both directions. So those are our 5 logical connectives. Our last one on here is kind of what I call a special case, because this is going to come into play when they're asking you to read a statement and say what logical connective it is. And if you see the words neither nor, it actually includes more than one logical connective. But when you do it, you always do what you would do last. So when we have a negation on a symbol, we generally do that first. So neither nor means the first one did not happen and the second one did not happen. But we would do the negation of P and we would do the negation of Q, and the last step would be the and. So this is a conjunction. So it's a special case because we do write down what the last step would be on this problem. So this is stuff you need to memorize, and you're going to become more familiar with it, but you absolutely need to be careful with the ands and ors, just as we did before. If you flip it, it means something totally different. So you've got to slow down, and your symbols are super, super, super important.